Really?
Really?
And we are
We
live.
are back.
Yes. Hey, y'all. Oh my gosh. And we've got stuff popping up and things like that.
Yeah, popping, making noises, and I was like, but anyway, sweetheart, do you know we actually started our relationship in a side hustle? You know that, right?
Well, creating a side hustle.
Creating
Yeah.
a side hustle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's true.
And
And it's turned into what we've got today.
yeah, yeah. And it's like, oh my goodness, of all the things we did, all the weddings we did and stuff like that, which we learned things that we didn't like to do,
Yes.
even
Yes.
though,
So
they
we learned a
paid
lot.
us,
Yeah.
we learned a lot.
We learned a lot. We learned a lot. We learned what we don't like doing, and we learned what fits our lifestyle, what fits
Yes.
our personality, right? So there's been a lot of YouTubers out there doing videos on side hustles. As a matter of fact, one of our favorites, Stephanie Perry, did a video called Side Hustles for Black Women. And so we're going to continue that conversation.
Yeah, so we have some special guests on tonight, and we are going to help them and go along with them in helping them develop their side hustles.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to get started. We've got two sets of guests, and this is going to be crowdsourced, y'all. All right. So we're going to ask you to put in your ideas as well into the chat. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Because you guys are important. Your ideas and thoughts are important
Yeah.
to
So
us.
I guess we should let people know who we are.
Yeah, we should.
Y'all know who we are. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. My name's right there on the little thing right there. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money. We talk about travel and retiring abroad as we build generational wealth, right? We help folks who are getting close to retirement age or at retirement age, getting started a little later in life, get their money straight.
Might have forgotten something.
So they can retire on time or maybe even early. If you need help in that regard or you find any of this interesting, please hit that like button, the notification bell, and
subscribe.
Share this information with a friend. Don't keep it a secret. So, right?
So who are we bringing on first?
So first we have got the lovely Maya. Let's bring Maya up.
Hey, Maya.
There, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes, we are kind of silly today. Sorry about that. But let's get started. So you want to create a side hustle, and are you planning to move out of the United States?
I am. It's kind of a longer term goal to move out of the US. And
I say longer term. How long?
I think it would take at least a couple years. I don't see myself moving in like 2023 or 2024. I think maybe that would be something that would happen in like 2025 at the earliest.
Why is that?
I think savings. I would like to have, a lot of money, a decent amount of money saved. I do have a little bit of debt, including, even, still a little bit of student loan debt. So regardless of what the powers that be decide to do or not do with that, I would like to get that paid off or paid down.
Okay.
And then look at some options. But I'm already looking at options while
this is going on. Okay, good. And you're taking our Beyond the Bling Money Mindset Makeover for Financial Independence. Did I get that right?
I am.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I saw your name. So 2025, we will show you how you can do that much, much faster.
She's going to talk you into moving.
Well, they just got rid of the golden visa here.
Yeah, they did.
So I don't know that Portugal's necessarily on your list, but they just got rid of the golden visa. So now it's like, okay, what else is coming? Like
things change,
right? Things change so quickly, and we just don't want to have anybody wait that doesn't have to wait. All right, so you're planning to move in. Right now is 2025, so we've got some time to establish a good cash flow. right?
Right.
What is it that you do? Or how, what kind of side hustle do you want to create around what skill set?
So I'm a writer and I am a freelance writer. Right now, I do have some freelance writing and editing
Okay.
clients that I work for. So I do have some money coming in, and I'm very appreciative of that. And I'm just looking for ways to increase um,
Okay.
that income.
So you said you have clients that you work for.
Or
Um,
work with, I should say.
you said it.
She straightened it out. She straightened it out.
Okay. Are these small businesses? Are they bigger businesses? Like I know you said you've written for Medium and some
Yeah.
larger blogs like that. Or so is this independent of places like that? Or
Yes and yes. So
okay,
I
great.
do work with some small businesses, but I do also work with a few larger companies.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Okay. So what, and let's talk about your background. So writing, what have you done for other folks?
Well, I did start off traditionally working for a newspaper.
Okay.
Right, that was my first job out of college. I worked for a few years at a daily newspaper just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And after that, I moved to where I live now. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina now.
Okay.
So when I moved to Raleigh, I started off actually in public relations.
Okay.
So kind of made that transition. And then I took a break from writing and just started working in different, basically office settings and office
Okay.
jobs.
Okay.
Decided to take a break, but wanted to get back to writing. After a few years of that, I was like, I really should look into freelance
Okay.
writing. I missed it.
Yeah.
And it was so weird. I had the day off from work, and this was like, gosh, like 10 years ago. Had the day off from work, was sitting at my mechanic shop, waiting to get the oil changed in my car. And literally, I mean, sometimes the mountain really does come to Muhammad. Like two guys walked in who were part of a local writers group, and they
Wow.
had brochures for a conference they were going to hold.
Uh-oh.
Unfreeze. It's been on.
That's
There
I
you
got
go.
back in. I got back into that group, started hearing about writing opportunities. And yeah, now I'm president of that
Oh
group.
my
Wow.
gosh.
Cool.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Okay.
so yeah. Shout out. I definitely have to give a shout out. I don't know if we have any members, just in case any members are watching this or the replay. Definitely got to give a shout out to Triangle Association of Freelancers.
I love
Yeah,
it.
um, they've done so much for me and for other writers. So yeah, that's how I got back in.
Okay.
Cool.
So if you're watching from the future, hey, let's
Hey.
say hello to some folks who are in the chat. And then we're going to, so um, while we're saying hello, I want you to think about how many bylines you have. So hello, Auntie Trey.
Bom dia. Bom
Bom
tarde.
dia.
Boa noite.
It's boy Noit
It's boa
here.
noite.
Danette, good to see you. Maya in the chat. I'm like, woman, what
Hi,
you
Maya.
doing? Hey, hey, Holly.
Action VJ.
Good to see you again this week.
How
Hey,
you
Action
doing?
VJ. Everyone hit the like button if Action VJ hasn't told you already. Oh, see, you got a book in you. You got a book in you,
Hey,
sweetie.
man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Hey, DW and Christy G, Raquel, Rhonda, good to see you. Marguerite, and somebody's calling me Greta. Grace,
Hey,
Grace.
Greta. Grace.
That sounds like a new name. I don't think I've seen Grace, Grace. Welcome, 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 welcome. If we haven't, if you're just new to the chat, welcome to the chat. Hey, Deborah, Valerina, Maritine
Marla.
Marla. Is that a new name? So my mom worked for the Jeffersons, and Marla Gibbs was an actress. So that's why Marla always stands out in my name, in my
She
mind.
is an actress.
So
She's still doing it.
she's still doing it. Yes, she is. Yes, she
90
is.
plus years old.
Oh my
She's still doing
gosh,
it.
she's a sweetheart. Nubia Net, good to see you.
Nubia
Our
Net.
Exodus Live, Southern Rose Tea, Roslyn, Artwork Insight, Curtis from Ann Arbor. Ooh, Burr. Levon, good to see you in the chat. Her Warrior Journey to Freedom. That is a new name from the San Francisco East Bay area. So what is
Okay.
that, Oakland? Are we saying we from Oakland, or is there a San Francisco East Bay girl? I don't know. We're Californians, but you know, Bay Area is not my cup of tea. Hey,
We're at the other
hey.
end.
Yes. Hey, Vanessa. Good to see you. And so we've got some folks who are in our latest cohort for Beyond the Bling Money Mindset Makeover. Vanessa's one of them. Maya, Holly, Danette, good to see you. Okay, let's get started. Kelly, hello, 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 you guys. If I missed you, I'm sorry. We love you. We love you.
Maria. Hello.
Maria, yes. Tiona, good to see you all. All right. So, how many bylines would you say that you have?
Actually, I mean, if I'm counting my years at the newspaper, stuff I've written on Medium, what I've written for other clients, I think starting at 500, and that might be a
Oh my
low.
gosh. Oh
I
my gosh.
mean,
Okay.
because
So, let's just say 500 plus.
yeah, 500 plus easily.
Okay. Do you do copywriting?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Content marketing?
I do a little bit of content marketing.
Okay. So, most of your writing is like features, editorials, stuff like that?
I've done that. I do a lot of blogging now. Lately,
Okay.
I've been doing blogging for other clients for like their website, for their websites. That's largely what I've been doing now. That as well as some editing work as well.
And
Okay.
editing.
Have
Okay.
been content marketing and copywriting.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So, we're talking about the reason why we asked if you were moving abroad is because you need something that's portable,
Yes.
right? So how do you see your days going? What do your days look like in this new life with the side hustle?
I guess in my new life, if I had already moved abroad, the way that would look is I would get up in the morning and probably I am a planner, so I would probably already kind of have my day planned out as like, okay, again, based on deadlines. I don't mind working with deadlines. So I would probably already have a plan in place of, okay, I need to work on writing this, or if I had an editing client, I need to make sure, this amount of copy gets edited. Definitely don't mind working on that, making a day of it. Or if it's kind of a more flexible day, just doing that in the morning or doing that in the afternoon. And then after that, again, depending on the city, whether it's a bigger city or a smaller city that I'm living in, after that, I would like to just kind of go out a little bit. I'm more of an ambivert. So
I don't know what that is.
It's like a mix of an introvert and
Okay, I was going to say
Okay.
like a mixture.
Okay.
so I feel like the daytime would be me kind of getting in tune with my introverted side by just, writing, focusing on writing, editing. And then the evening, hang out with friends that I've hopefully made in my new home.
Okay.
So how does that differ from your life now? Besides the fact that you're not writing during the day, how does it differ?
Right. I do see that as being similar to what I do now. So now I do have an office job. So I am working. Actually, I have kind of a weird schedule. It's like Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
From about 9 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. So I usually have Sundays and Mondays off. And so I focus on that. And then freelance writing is basically my side hustle.
Okay.
Okay.
Supplement my income.
Right.
Which isn't bad, but I would definitely like it if freelancing was
The majority.
the majority of the work I did for income.
So, would you consider starting a YouTube channel?
I am open to it. I think like many writers are notoriously camera shy. Because I thought about it, like even looking at other writers' channels, there are a lot of great writers on YouTube. But at the same time, I remember looking around and thinking, there's probably a reason why there aren't like a lot of writers on YouTube. But the ones who are on YouTube are great from what I've seen. But I am open to it.
Okay.
Do you see it as a good opportunity to help other writers or to
Okay.
continue helping other writers? So I'm open to that as a possibility.
Okay. So let's start with some suggestions. Okay, y'all. If you have suggestions for her, you can put them in the chat. But
Feel free to chime in.
we've got some suggestions as well. So I would like to see you own your time more than being at somebody else's women deadline. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Now we know that
Writer, I'm used to
right?
being on deadline.
I know, because we're American, right? So obviously, you can get quicker money by pitching an idea or something, or having someone say, I need you to write, 5 blog posts a week for this amount of money, or 3 blog posts a week for this amount of money. And we know all of the websites that you can, hawk your wares, like Text Brokers, Flex Jobs, Upwork, iWriter, all of those websites where you can post your stuff and people can hire you out. But that's trading time for money.
That's true.
Right. And, obviously, if you can write a blog post in less than an hour and you're charging $50 to $100 per post, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But still, right? And so you already have that on lock. However, how do you get to the point where people are calling and requesting you? Number one. And then number two, how can you create passive income from this? That's the piece that's missing. We need passive income. We need you to be making money while you sleep, besides in your brokerage account or your 401k, right? Additional money while you sleep. That is the goal of a good side hustle. So, like our YouTube channel, while we sleep here in Lisbon, people in America are watching our videos. And we get a little piece of the advertising dollars. And one of these days we'll have a lot of, subscribers, and we'll get a little bit bigger piece of those advertising dollars, right?
Right.
But the other thing is that when you are on YouTube, you develop a community and an authority, because you're every week, twice a week, however often you decide to either go live or make videos, you become a thought leader in that space. Right. And so, the first thing that we need you to do is, do you have your own website?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
There was a little hesitation there.
I was waiting. I was waiting to see if you were going to ask the name of it. It's very simple. It's basically my name.com. MayaSpikes.com.
Okay. MayaSpikes.com. Great. And what do you talk about on MayaSpikes.com?
So on the website, that features most of the blog posts that I've written for Medium. I do write a lot about writing, so to speak. So I do offer my own advice about how to get started as a freelancer. as
Oh,
a
good.
freelance writer, or just kind of how to get over that initial like writer's block, or not
Hmm.
really knowing where to start as a writer, or if you're even ready to call yourself a writer yet. Just kind of in talking to other writers and aspiring writers. Yeah, there's just that block that goes kind of beyond just simple writer's block. I think a
Right.
lot of writers struggle with that
Right.
initial confidence to share share their words and get their messages out there. So I talk a lot
Okay.
about that.
And do you work with the SEO? Do you make sure that you've got keywords in there and all of that? And how's the traffic on your site?
Traffic is a little slow. I do work with SEO, um, and so I am familiar with SEO, and I guess I see my website more as just showcasing.
So that
Um,
you can get jobs from other clients, right?
right.
So let's change that and let's change it into a thought leadership website. If it gets you other clients, that's great. But we want to position you as the authority of a writer who teaches how to write.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then as you are growing your audience, both on YouTube, because you're going to start a YouTube channel, both on YouTube and on your blog, if say you read a book about writing and you think it's a great book, then you're going to go to Amazon, you're going to find the link, you're going to become an affiliate marketer, and in that blog post where you talk about, I just found this great new book about
Mhm.
writing, and then here's the link. Okay, so every time you mention something, you're going to go to Amazon and you're going to get your own link to it, so that when people click on it, anything that they buy on Amazon on that time goes into your kitty.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how you can start monetizing your blog, not just getting you clients where you're working for somebody else, because that's what you said. And I think it's telling, because deep down inside, that's how you think of it. And we want to get you out of working for someone else and doing things that bring you joy and make money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So on your YouTube channel, let's see, on your YouTube channel, I was thinking that you could talk about what works and what doesn't work. So it would be interesting for you to pull up, like you did PR for the government, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do crisis management communications, or did somebody
Thankfully,
else do that?
someone else handled that, and
Okay.
thankfully, we didn't have a lot of situations where we had to put that into action.
Oh, that's good.
So someone else would handle that, almost like kind of, well, in theory, if something happens, this is what we do.
Right.
But I
Right.
was more on the, I would say, front end, just promoting any upcoming events that we had, reaching out to local and state media, to make sure that
Okay.
they, if not covered that event in
Right.
person, at least
Mhm.
had the information they needed to mention it in their publications
Right.
or
Right.
newscasts.
So when you read things in the newspaper, on online newspapers or whatever, can you tell the articles that came from a press release that are
Yes.
obviously from? Okay. So it would be interesting to pull those up on your YouTube channel and then dissect them and tell how you would make, because you're teaching writers, how
Yes.
you would make the press release that created this article better. And I know sometimes, as someone who used to do the same thing, you almost write the article for them in the press release
Right.
sometimes, because especially nowadays, they're understaffed, right? And it's just like they want something, just make it easy for me because I need content.
Right. Exactly.
So I think it would be interesting to pull up blog posts, content marketing pieces, and things like that, and show how you would make them better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that would be
And
great.
in that way, you're teaching writers how to do their thing better, right? Another idea that we came up with is interviewing Other writers
Other
with some
writers,
right with some sexy bylines, maybe a writer who does Essence magazine or Black Enterprise or whatever, and interview them about how they got their start, pitfalls, what they would suggest for someone getting started in the industry, yada yada yada.
pick your brain interviews, I call them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. As well as PR folks. So now you are bringing other experts in. You are showing how you are an expert. Once you start developing your audience that way, then you can start offering classes online.
Right.
Yeah.
How to get unstuck, or maybe how to get unstuck is part of an overall class. And so you have people signing up for your class, or you can put together an online class that is self-paced.
Okay.
Like Beyond the Blame. Now, of course, our course, we are offering group coaching for those people who sign up early. But if you sign up 3 months from now, there is no live component to it, right?
Right.
And so in essence, it is making money while we sleep.
Yeah.
We had some other ideas. Now, audience, we need your help. This is a 500 plus byline sexy writer who wants to turn this into a passive income, right? So the other thing, because you have some copywriting experience, so Rick came up with creating t-shirts on demand, print on demand, t-shirts with
Quips.
With writers' quips.
Well, writers' quips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You could do journals, calendars, stationery cards, and all of that geared towards writers. Because we writers love to have journals with like mine. I can't say the word.
I love it though.
Because hey. Yeah.
Now that's a journal.
Right. So, but yeah, and all of these things could be sold on Amazon. You could sell them on Etsy. Yeah. You could also put together copywriting templates as digital downloads and sell them for like, $1.99, $2.99, $3.99. When we were putting together the landing page for our course, we put it together based upon a template that a copywriter created.
Yeah.
Right? So you're gaining the audience through YouTube, and YouTube is brilliant at bringing people to you.
Bring your audience to you.
Right? And now you're taking your knowledge, and it's like all of these other things. Writers will love to have, t-shirts and stuff with a quill and whatever, cool quip you've got on there. And then you could also do a class just based upon PR, because PR is much, much different than content writing and right. And copywriting and, all of that stuff. So you've got the creative over here, PR. Yeah, that's a whole different beast. Yeah. And there's an art to that as well. So what are you thinking? Let's talk about how you feel about those ideas and what you're thinking.
So I think the specific areas of writing that I'm really excited to talk about and teach about, I would definitely say would include blogging and maybe journaling too. Because there are people, both writers and people who don't necessarily consider themselves to be writers, who want to journal, but they're not really sure, what that could look like for them. I think a lot of people feel like there are rules to journaling, and That's not really the case. I think journaling is a lot more flexible than people think it is.
I
Um,
think that's a class too, because a lot of newer writers don't understand how journaling helps their writing,
that's true. That's very true.
right?
Um, and yeah, because I always say um, that I write to make sense out of life's nonsense,
Mhm.
so to speak. So yeah, and journaling does that. When of course, it's great to journal when things are going great, and when you're just so excited that you just have to get
Right.
thoughts out on paper. That's
Right.
always a great feeling, or at least for me, it is. Maybe as a writer, but it can be very therapeutic when things are not going well to just kind
Ah,
of write. And I guess I do see it as really kind of talking your way through any issues or roadblocks, or conflicts, that you run into. And it's a space for you to be honest with yourself,
yeah.
especially if you feel like you're in a situation where you can't completely be yourself or completely be honest, with others who are involved.
Mhm.
Interesting. Interesting. So it sounds like there may be a couple of things that you talk about on your YouTube channel
Yeah.
because writing can be therapeutic. So if you decide to integrate something like that into your YouTube channel, on a blog it's easier. Then I would create that as a special series
Oh wow.
because you will be known as the writer who teach writers,
Mhm.
right? And then the writing therapy is more like journaling, right? So
Yeah.
it could be the writing therapy series, right? And yes, what? I just say it, baby, because I don't know what that is.
Right there.
Oh, okay, all right. um, so yeah. So that series could be the writing therapy series or something like that. So we are at 32 minutes, and
I
I
like what
which one,
who
Regina?
she said, Holly
Okay.
said.
Okay, Holly. Maya could also do a write with me on YouTube. Yes, lots of
Oh
artists do this, but I
Yeah.
think writers would love a place to come write with you.
yeah. Oh yeah. I like that
Great
idea.
idea. I
It's kind of like what
yes,
Stephanie does. Stephanie Perry
yes,
Yeah.
work.
Right.
yes. And don't you know I tune in.
I tune into.
I mean,
Um,
really? Like, right? But if it's just for writers, that's work with me, but just for write, that could be interesting.
It can
That
be
could be
very
interesting. And if
interesting.
you take 10 minutes here or there to talk about whatever blocks or, writing blocks or some interesting technique or some new opportunity or something like that, that could be really interesting. I want to get more comfortable writing. I avoid doing it, but I have an interest in technical writing. Could you make templates for non-writers?
that makes perfect
That
sense.
makes a lot of sense.
Makes a
Yes.
lot of sense.
I hope you're taking notes on this stuff.
I am, and I'm definitely going to be watching the replay. So, so yeah,
For non-writers. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, digital downloads and low content books like journals and things like that. I know one young lady who's making, a couple of thousand a month just from that stuff.
Mhm.
oh wow,
Because if you think about it, if you're looking for something like that, if I pull up a template for everything all of the time. And if I see it for $2.99, it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like whether it's good or not, whether I know you or not, it's only $2.99.
that's
That
true.
starts to add up.
That's true.
That starts to add up. And as you gain name recognition, then the price goes up.
Yeah, because now they're looking for you.
Right? Yes, because now they're looking for you. Right? So great, Regina. That is great. Um, that thing with journaling you are talking about now. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Any other ideas? Ooh, That should be on the cover of your first journal. I write to make sense out of life's nonsense. That's a good quip. That is.
It truly is.
So Danette thinks that everyone has at least one book in them, but a lot of people do not know how to get started, how to deal with writer's block, writing frustration, does their idea even make sense, etc. Oh, create a good digital journaling book for download. And you could use what Holly Long just stated about the cover. Yeah. So physical journaling books, because people who write like paper, but maybe not the younger folks, right?
Right.
And
digital journaling could be great.
Yeah.
For younger people, and I would say even some like middle age. It's so weird referring to some millennials as middle age now.
Isn't it? But I've got one that I have.
So.
Yeah, me too. So I pull it up on my iPad and use my iPad pen, and I write directly on my iPad. But I need both. So see, I'm in the middle there. I'm the oldest Gen X age, so I'm in the middle between paper and digital. So both. I think both. Great ideas. Okay, we want you to marinate on that for a little bit. We're going to pull up Herman and Danica of H&D Abroad, who want to start 3 YouTube channels.
Wow.
So we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And then we're going to bring you both back up and talk about how to build an audience.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so we just saw that Herman stepped away. I hope he didn't go to the bathroom. So
I hope he did if he has to go.
So I just tried to pull Herman and Danica up, and okay, let's see. It's not, why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. It's something with their internet.
Can you hear us?
So you guys are on mute.
You guys are muted.
Okay, can you hear us now?
Is it us?
Yep.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yes.
You're freezing a bit and a little bit staccato, but we can hear you. Okay, so Herman and Danica took our Get Your Money Straight challenge. And in that,
I'm not sure why.
You're not sure why you can't hear? Okay, I'm not sure if they can hear us. So we'll let you guys deal with the technical issues while we give you some time here. So they took our Get Your Money Straight challenge. Mm-hmm. And in that challenge, what did they propose?
Well, they had 3 ideas for 3 separate YouTube channels.
3 separate YouTube channels.
That's a lot of work.
How much time do we spend on our Black Utopia?
We spend a lot of time.
How much time?
Hours, I don't know.
I mean, I suppose we could spend as little as 7 hours a week.
You could.
Right? But now that we are, I'm going to remove them from the screen for a sec. So now that we are, getting the final touches on our course.
Yeah, you get your courses and stuff together and it gets to running smoother. Then you can kind of put it on autopilot, but It takes a lot getting it started because you're trying to build the audience and you're trying to put your content together. And YouTube is a content beast.
It is.
And
so for those of you, why did we pitch YouTube? So we've got one couple on who's got a YouTube channel. Looks like they're trying to log back in. They've got a YouTube channel called H&D Abroad. And then why did we pitch that Maya start a YouTube channel? We think that everyone, for the most part, who wants to do a side hustle needs a YouTube channel. If you need clients, you need a YouTube channel. We do YouTube for fun because we like video production and all of that stuff. So it's part for fun, and it truly is. Building a community is fun. Seeing the names in the chat week after week after week is fun. Let's see what Tiona is asking here. Can you share too much on one channel? I want to share my son's basketball abroad journey, but also my entrepreneurial teaching on the same channel. So that's interesting, Tiona, that you mentioned 2 things that seem very disjointed. We're going to talk to Herman and Danica, who have 3 different ideas And the reason why we know that, as we said, is because they took our challenge back in the fall. And yeah, so we will bring this question back up and let's see what you think after we talk to them. Okay.
You there?
How's it going? Can you guys hear us now?
We're here. Can you hear us?
Yes,
we
we
can hear
can.
you.
Yes, we're not sure what's wrong. It came to us. Okay.
Okay. Are you guys wired in directly? Are you using Wi-Fi? Uh-oh. Okay. So they still have to work out
Yes.
some technical stuff. Okay, you guys are wired in directly.
We're wired
That's
in
kind of weird.
directly.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. So I'm not sure what the delay is, but we're gonna continue going. So
Okay.
in the challenge, we talked about 3 different ideas. So you already have H&D abroad, which is about your journey to move abroad. Danica, let's hear what your idea is for one of the other YouTube channels.
Well, to back it up just a little bit, so we are sharing on our channel the different areas of our lives that we have to evolve into this move abroad lifestyle. So the focus of wanting coaching is really about, like, we put it. Do we put it into what,
Uh-oh.
or is this a set topic area?
Okay. And we missed some of that because you were breaking up. So coaching on H&D abroad, one of the things that we want to do is dissuade you from 3 channels. Dissuade you from 3 channels. And see if there's a way that we can meld these 3 ideas into one channel that is holistic and talks about all of the things that you want to talk about, right? And can help all of the people that you want to help. So if you both can tell us what the other ideas are, that would be great.
Okay. Well, my background is, my current background is culinary.
Okay.
And I'd like to do some how to make everyday cooking easier, simpler. People get bogged down in cooking is too hard. Takes too much time. Working on making the process simpler for them, so that some levels of meal and prep planning, so that you make plans and meals that last you throughout the week, that are still fresh, that you still make with your family, that you incorporate, even if you're a single person, that make the process less difficult. It's not as complicated, so that you have not eating out as much, so that you have more time to spend whole food eating.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully this is not going to be too painful. Okay. So we've got that, Herman. And then Danica?
Not sure what's going on. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
No.
that's okay. That's okay. So I know what Danica's idea is. So I'm going to give a little bit, but then you're going to have to fill in once they can get that technical thing started or figured out. So Danica is a doula and wants to, if I remember correctly, wants to teach the teachers or teach other people how to do doula work, and also wants to get clients so that she can do virtual doula work, which she figured out was possible during the pandemic. Like we figured out a lot of stuff during the pandemic. And you know what's interesting is Herman and Danica logged on very early and everything was working fine. And then
The gremlins come.
And then the gremlins come. Right. Okay. So, Danica, did I explain that correctly? Did you hear me?
I did. What I see is an opportunity, just like I found moving abroad to be beneficial. Moving abroad can be beneficial in the birth journey too. And that's the intersection that I see for my, what I call my heart work, and this move abroad journey we are taking together.
Correct.
So you're saying that moving abroad can be beneficial to the birth journey because in the United States, our high infant mortality rate and mortality rate of moms, is that why?
It's not the only reason,
Okay.
but it is an important one, particularly for women of color. Yes.
Okay.
But
Okay.
also the on the postpartum side, it's affordable to take time away.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So not
And
having to rush back to work.
and to get support.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I love it. Okay, so there's some questions, that we need to ask, and so we've got healthy cooking, we've got healthy maternity, and then we've got H&D living abroad. We're talking about healthy relationships, healthy communities, and things like that. With a YouTube channel, you really have to make sure that you're going to have enough content in perpetuity. You can evolve, you can start going in one of the directions a little bit more solidly than another, but a 180 pivot is rare and usually difficult. We do know someone who's done it. One of the very, 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 very young YouTubers named Energy, that's Energi, and she was just a travel vlogger who also talked about, people kept asking her, because she was only like 22, how can you afford to, travel around? How do you afford that? How do you afford that? And so she started talking a little bit about how she was making money. And then eventually her whole channel turned to how you can make the money so you can travel like me. So her audience was actually asking for that. And that's how she made the pivot. She still does some travel vlogging every once in a while, but it's every once in a while, with the majority of her stuff being about the money, which is great because she's young and young people need to know this stuff, right? And it's a way to financial freedom and independence. So I was thinking when we were discussing this earlier, a little bit of a rebranding of H&D, and how we can meld these things together, because part of the move abroad is to create a healthier life, spiritually healthier, because you're not bombarded with all of the madness like the men were talking about last night on your channel, right?
Which was fantastic, Herman. Thank you so much.
Yes. So healthier living, because you're not bombarded with all of the isms of America, all of the violence of America, all of that. We know what that stuff is. You can work less when you move abroad. That's healthier. You can be more mindful and have mindfulness when you move abroad, right? And so that's healthy spirit. Then we've got healthy bodies, because we saw something on your channel about menstruating while traveling. And it's like, okay, that's odd. But if you're talking about healthy living and healthy bodies and bringing that in with the culinary cooking and the doula stuff, and adventure travel, all about creating healthy bodies, now it fits. Now I see why we're talking about this. And then the third pillar would be healthy relationships, healthy life, right? So cooking together, I would love to see you guys cooking together. Maybe, Danica's helping, Herman's running the show as you are talking about this other stuff. So you're teaching us how to cook these healthy meals as you're talking about one of these other pillars. So healthy relationships, healthy life would be cooking together, travel and explore together, building community together, right?
Yeah. Communication.
Right.
Healthy communication.
Shared interest, right? So now we've got healthy bodies, healthy spirit, healthy life and relationships. H&D's abundant life, or H&D living abundantly, were kind of the ideas that we came up with. So it's still HDA. We were trying not to throw people off. And that way, because you guys know, you have put in a lot of work on your channel. I see all the content you have set up. But you've only got 100 subscribers right now. It's difficult, ain't it? And so to try and right. So to try to start another channel and have 3 channels that you want to grow and reach your audience is really difficult. But I think that there is a way to meld these together. So I would love your feedback. I'd love the audience's feedback on what you guys think about these ideas. I see cooking with. I got the wrong mouse here. Okay, so let's hear your feedback as we look at what the audience is talking about as well. So we got one shout out.
Well, one of the things that we started with, and maybe I should outline that too. The page, the vlog itself, the current YouTube channel vlog, is about abundantly. But what we found was, and I think there's a conversation we also had yesterday, is that we've had a problem finding our particular conversation about moving abroad. There were a lot of conversations about having moved abroad, but there weren't a lot of conversations about being in the move abroad process, and what people were doing and the challenges they were having in the move, in the decision making. And we're trying to build conversation over the here and now, the where do I go from now? How do I build now? And I guess we've been challenged with not necessarily can we make those things be one, but were we going to progress those things? Were we going to progress things in a bigger way later and not necessarily double down on them now in one space? We really are passionate about our and wanting that to become a part of the conversation. We realize that it's going to transition once we actually move abroad, because the conversation will be, we were moving and now we've moved. We recognize that transition. Right. Some of those, the decisions around those 2 jobs will expand because they'll become a part. And this is how we are continuing. It's at what point do we trickle some of that personal hard work into this, where it doesn't divert from what we feel is our current conversation of, we're trying to move. We want to build a community of people who are trying to move, who are in that 40 to early retirement age, who may have young children, who may have young adult children, who, they're in that transitional space. We're still going to be working. And that's kind of what we're trying to tie in.
So we lost some. I get that. So, right, the focus can still be on, one of the focuses can still be on the move abroad piece, right? On getting ready to move abroad and having those conversations. Is this a conversation you can have while teaching us to cook? So Rich and Regular, who we had on the show about 3 months ago, Kirsten and Julian, right? They have a series on their channel called Money on the Table, where they teach us to cook while they're talking about money,
Right.
while they're having conversations about money, right? And so is there an opportunity so that if you start focusing, on just the cooking part as part of this healthy living, which is also part of moving abroad, because let's just be real. The reason why we moved abroad is so that we could be healthier. Not only are our wallets healthier, but our minds and our bodies are healthier. Right. And so, and so the preparation is important. But what I am concerned about is when I look at the content that you guys have, I cannot tell who you're talking to and why you're talking about this.
Okay.
So we saw something about how to take care of your plants when you travel. So travel and moving abroad, I see the connection. But if the channel is just about preparation for moving abroad, then not really sure how that fits in or who you're talking to. So when you start a YouTube channel, you have to be crystal clear on who you're talking to. So who we talk to are Black folks. We talk to Black folks. Anyone else who's listening who's not Black, we love you. But our focus is Black folks who are looking at retirement in the not so distant future, retirement age, right? Or who are at retirement age, who forgot to plan financially for their retirement. Those folks also have an adventurous spirit and may consider moving abroad. That's our audience. It's very, very niche, very targeted. And so anything that we talk about is going to be about money. It's going to be about travel. It's going to be about retiring abroad and the interconnection with those things. So we're talking about side hustles today because side hustles are portable and can help you move abroad or bop around if that's what you want to do. And side hustles is about money. Right? And that's what we talk about. So I would love to hear also from the audience what you guys think. If you want to pop over, Danica or Herman, if you could put your YouTube channel in the private chat, then I'm going to put it into the main chat, and we can have people pop over to your channel and see if I'm just like totally off base, because I don't mind being wrong at all.
Well, I think what went on yesterday, that was on
point.
That had me thinking of getting together with Herman and saying, okay, what can we do?
What's next?
What can we do to focus on the audience of men? Because, there's a lot of men out there, but they don't know which way to turn or how to do something that we can share with. And you brought all these men doing different things that are doing it. They're out there doing it. They're not, thinking about doing it. They're doing it. They're out there every day. The cartels, and it was great to see all of them. I think you knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, definitely.
That was knocked out of the park. And I'm not just saying because I was
because you were on
the
it.
show. I was like, oh my God, okay. Because we got a lot of comments on, oh my God, that we need that so bad.
Yes.
We need that. We need to know that men that are married and love their families and love God are sitting down sharing what they're sharing with this information with us. They're starving for it.
But that's not a new YouTube channel, right? And so there's an opportunity for us to do, like we did a collaboration with AG3 Family. So you had Amos on, and with Lamar and Angela, you had Lamar on. And so I told them, that was 3 different generations. A little bit older, in the middle, and then the AG3 family, they're still in their 30s. They're really young, but so mature, so much more mature than I was. And so I could see us doing a series about couples living abroad that we do every so often. And so you guys could partner together and do a series that shows up both on our Black Utopia and H&D with just the men. We could do something with just the women that shows up every so often, but it's not a new channel, right?
No.
Exactly. So Nubianet says, she was talking to Tiona Washington, do some research on the algorithm for YouTube and make sure it wouldn't keep you from being exposed to who you want to be exposed to. Most stay focused on the topic before branching. And so if I remember what Tiona was asking, where is it? She was asking about doing something with her son and also entrepreneurship.
Yeah, her son's basketball and
journey. Yeah. And so I think if you look at those two things, there's one commonality between a young man doing basketball, I'm assuming on his way to professional, whether it be here in Europe or in America, right? And entrepreneurship.
mm-hmm.
And I think the interconnection is in understanding how business works. If you are a basketball player, so many, or a ball player, let's just say, or an entertainer, so many of our young people don't understand that this is a business. Yes, you are out there playing your favorite sport and you are entertaining, but you as an entity are a business. And so I see the interconnection in focusing on the business side of his journey while entertaining people with his fantastic playing. But, what is he doing with his money? How is he keeping it safe? How is he negotiating the best contracts? All of the stuff that deal with money, because this is what our young people are not exposed to, which is why so many of our ball players end up broke.
Right.
Right.
Very
and
true.
So that's the interconnection that I see between those two subject matters. And you don't have to give the numbers of what his contract is or any of that kind of stuff. It's funny because we went to coffee today with some subscribers and they were like, you guys are like little celebrities. And which was funny to me. People act like they know us, and y'all do know us. You know a lot of our business, but you don't know everything, right? We decide what we're going to share. Herman and Danica decide what they're going to share. They don't share everything, but what we do share is authentic and true. Right. And so you have to decide, what part of yourself you will allow to be vulnerable and then what part is off limits. Right. And some people have that. Like I know one of my girls, Adelia Borchade, who is Picky Girl Travels the World, she will not answer questions about her marriage, her past marriage. She just won't. That's off limits. And so we who follow her understand that, and we don't ask. And she doesn't share except for to say that she's glad she's out of it. So we understand that part. But the rest of it is kept in her private life. So okay, so how you guys hearing us? I see your heads nodding. So how's the technology going? And what do you think about what folks have been saying?
I'm just taking it in.
we're building. We have to sit down and say we wanted to hear some thoughts.
The content.
This is interesting. Auntie Trey says meal prep may not be a. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Auntie Trey is saying meal prep may not be a huge deal for people living abroad, but it is a huge deal for people. It might be. It depends on how you want to live your life, but it definitely is important for people planning to move abroad because meal prep helps you save money.
Right.
And that's all part of the thing of moving abroad. And that's right. And that's how you can tie that in. Knowing your target audience is key. Uh-oh. Please start a Black Men Focused channel. Now, Holly, you hear me trying not to get people to start all these channels, and here you are So, and Danica, I like when someone was in our comments talking about these passport bros, I'm like, what the heck? What the heck are they talking about? And it sounded negative, and I was all up in my feelings and feeling some kind of way about that. Like, you don't watch our channel if you think that passport bros and our beautiful, brilliant men have anything to do. Now that I've investigated who they are, because I didn't know who or what, I don't know, because I don't travel in those circles. See, here you go. So, Herman, you were on to something. And Danica is going to have the Godmothers of Moving Abroad on March 4th. Okay, so I am, Maya just said she subscribed to your YouTube channel. We're going to put it in the chat here. All right, so that's their YouTube channel. If you are interested in what they're talking about, subscribe. If you're not, don't, because it does not help them to subscribe if you're not going to watch. So we make sure we watch the people we're subscribed to.
Yes.
So Auntie Drew, that's called a financial advisor. Athletes who understand branding will be more marketable. Yeah. So Tiona says, that's good. I never thought of it like that. He will be attending a basketball boarding school to prepare him for a career. Interesting. I think it all ties together. And I didn't even know there was a such thing as a basketball boarding school. So teach me. Okay.
I like the comment you
Which
scroll
one?
up, go up. It was about the doula. Go down.
Okay. In some cases, okay, so Kay Renee says, in some cases, I truly believe doulas are so much more safer and compassionate than hospital staff because you really build a relationship with the mother/couple to be. Please continue to pursue that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Agreed.
we are getting some good feedback here. See, you got new subscribers. Okay, so what we're going to do now, you guys continue to give us some suggestions for our 2 side hustle starters. We brought Maya back on, and we are going to talk about how to build an audience. Okay, so let me get situated here. Y'all get your notepads out. So the first thing, and any of you who are taking our Beyond the Bling, let me just go ahead and put this information. If you are taking our course, Beyond the Bling, Money Mindset Makeover for Financial Independence, we do go over this and more. So you want to know exactly who you're talking about. And as our girls say, and I'm just going to say them, this is how she puts it, Stephanie and Rashida. They say niche down until it hurts.
Yeah.
Niche down until it hurts. Because if you're trying to talk to everybody, nobody will listen.
No one will listen.
Because they don't know that you're talking to them. So like last week, the name of our video was Income Streams for Black Folks. Not income streams for people. Because no, one of the reasons why we left America is so that we could be just talking with our folks and Portuguese folks, all stripes of Portuguese folks, because they're not American. And so we don't have the same issues. All right. So you want to think of someone that you actually know who is going to be your ideal viewer, your ideal client. And then you want to write down their demographics and their psychographics.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once you've got that, like we've said on this channel many times, we started this channel
because of 2 couples.
2 couples.
Making 6 figures.
Yeah, 2 couples who've been making 6 figures for a long time.
Years.
And they're still hustling and grinding.
They're still on hustle grind. Yeah. So people relatives, not somebody you might admire at a distance or something like that, but people that you think that you can help and they get something out of what you're trying to do.
Yes. Then you want to figure out what else are they reading, consuming, watching, And where do they hang out online? And when we say where, we don't just mean Facebook. We mean which Facebook groups are they hanging out in?
Yeah.
Y'all know we have our own Facebook group that you guys asked us to start called Fire Over 50. And so, you know, if you were doing finances, then obviously you would come into Fire Over 50 Facebook group, right? And did you want to put that on?
No, your battery's going to die. But go on.
Oh.
I'll get it. Go on.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, our notes are over here on our other computer. We do not want this to die. I'm at 9%. See, it's using a lot of battery lately.
We'll get it together.
Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, so 2 things. Who is your audience and your ideal client? And it's not working. And where are they hanging out online? What groups do they belong to? What groups do, you know, what do they post about, et cetera, et cetera? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Where are they? And they might be on both Instagram, et cetera. Okay. So once you know where your audience is, then there's 3 things that you're going to do to build your audience. Number 1, you're going to become a subject matter expert.
Yes, definitely. Be in that chat.
Yes.
Talk.
Whether you are making or selling jewelry, right? Or you're offering a service, or you're talking about moving abroad.
So you're becoming the subject matter expert. Can I give a shout out to somebody that's in our group?
Yeah.
So we have a subject matter expert in our group, in our 50
Fire Over 50.
Fire Over 50 group, and that's Greta.
Yes.
Greta's posting constantly. She's saying all kind of things and putting information out there for everybody to grab. So it's stuff like that. So if you don't hear from us, you'll look and see what Greta has posted.
And when she starts Midlife Money Moves YouTube channel, she already has folks.
Has people that know and will search her out.
Yeah, and because they already know. She's going to research it. She's going to figure it out, and she's going to share that information.
Yes.
So you want to become that subject matter expert on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Reddit, on Quora, or whatever that is, wherever your folks are hanging out. And then number 2, share, don't sell. Okay. You want to share information 3 times more often than you are selling. Inform people, share information, and then every 4th, 5th, or 6th time, maybe you're putting in there, oh, come watch my YouTube channel. Or, oh, I've got this course available. Or, oh, I have this template, this digital download available. Or this merch, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Number 3.
Own your audience.
What do we mean by that?
Own your audience. So, get emails.
Yeah.
Get those emails addresses. Use, what do you call them, the magnets?
Yeah, lead magnets.
I call them magnets.
Because what happened to Cortez?
Yeah, so because, and Cortez learned this the hard way too. Because Facebook, you don't own what's on Facebook. They can take you down and take everything that you posted up there out. So he learned the hard way because he didn't have the email addresses for people. And like now, he knows. It's like, no, own your audience. Get those emails. It's important to have them.
Yes.
So they can reach you other than through Facebook.
Exactly. So we have lead magnets, and those are little workbooks that we have put together for folks. And they have to give us their email address to get that. So one of them is the Move Abroad toolkit, which I've just put in the chat. So if you don't have the Move Abroad toolkit, it's like 10-page workbook to help you plan your move abroad. So that is one of them. And then the other one, which a lot of you already have, is our Ready to Retire toolkit. And all of these come with some extra information that I send in emails to help walk you through those toolkits. So it's not just, I need your email address and then I'm out, right? There are follow-up things that we offer for free so that you're getting something of value. And what we get of value is your email address.
And we're not selling your email addresses.
No, we don't sell email addresses. And then the other thing that we do is once we get the email list is at the top of my emails, y'all know, says, if you're tired of getting our emails, unsubscribe. It is not buried down in there where you can't find it. There is, I'd rather have you unsubscribe than not open it. When you get, YouTube could take us down, LinkedIn could ban us, Instagram could ban us, and then where are you at, right? So if you own your own audience, then you can always continue to communicate with them, to inform them, to help them, to sell to them. We have over a 50% open rate for our emails.
Which is excellent. I mean, 100% would be a whole lot better.
I don't know anyone who has 100%. No. Maya, you know this industry. What is the open rate usually of email marketing? Do you know?
Actually, it can get as low as the teens. I've seen some people say if you're even hitting 20%, you're on your way.
Right?
And that the average really is closer to like the teens.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I've heard as low as 3 to 5%.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now you know the basics. You're going to become a subject matter expert. You're going to share, don't sell. You're going to own your audience. Then once you know where your audience is, what you going to do? Okay, here is a way of low cost to no cost market research. You don't have to hire a big firm to do market research for you because we're not getting into debt. We're not getting loans to start, a how we write school in brick and mortar. That's 1990s. So the first thing you want to do is listen. You want to go to where they're hanging out and you want to listen to what they're asking about, what they're talking about, where they need help, suggestions being made, their wants, their needs. So you're going to listen. Then you're going to answer. Do you need to tweak your idea based upon what you learn? Okay, so for instance, our YouTube channel is about money, travel, and retiring abroad. The Ready Retire Toolkit, those toolkits that we are in direct response to the questions that our audience was asking. Okay, so you want to listen and then you want to answer with a suggestion. You're going to make a promise. Your YouTube channel, your service, your course, everything has an implied promise. And you have to deliver. So you're going to make a promise in your offer and then deliver. The promise should be irresistible. For instance, the implied promise of Our Black Utopia is to show Black folks of mid-level to low income that a life abroad and financial independence is within reach.
Right.
Y'all let us know if we're delivering on that promise. So deliver on your promise. If you're selling a product or service, pre-sales are the best way.
Absolutely.
Right? You don't want to create something that nobody wants.
Right.
And that's why Beyond the Bling was pre-sold. We already knew people wanted it because we saw the signups from our challenge. However, did they want a self-paced course? Did they want a 100% online course? And so pre-sales help that, and that's the best way. It also ensures that you're not spending time and money on something that people don't want. Then what are you going to do? You're going to rinse and repeat. You've got your stuff out there. Now you're going to go back to where your audience hangs out, and you're going to keep listening. You're going to keep tweaking what your answer and your implied promise is, and your channel, your services, your course are going to start morphing the way the people who you are talking to want, right? So you want to make sure that you're answering specific questions.
Right.
The questions, Maya, that they're asking is, how do we get over writer's block? How do we get started in the business, right? The questions that they ask us is, how can we retire when we have no money saved? Take our course. That's how. How do we plan to move abroad, Herman and Danica? How do we make that happen? And how do we make that happen within a couple in a healthy way? And why? Why should we do it? Right? These are the types of questions that your audience is probably asking. So, lastly, and this is something that you both need to do, you want to write a value proposition. This is very corporate-y. But you're going to say, my channel, my service, my whatever helps who overcome what struggle or pain point by doing what? So they can overcome what? So for instance, our Black Utopia helps Black folks who are at or getting close to retirement age overcome their money problems and scarcity mentality by showing them how money works and an abundance lifestyle. So what? So they can get their money straight and live the life of their dreams. All right, y'all. Audience, tell us what you think. Let us know what other suggestions you have for Herman and Danica and Maya. And let's hear what your side hustle ideas are. Let me go back and see what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Okay, so Auntie Trey, did they discuss the in-person immigration process on their channel? I would love info on the step-by-step process prior to getting through it. I called the DC office and they were not very helpful. So the immigration process varies from country to country, Auntie Trey. So, you know, we were thinking about just doing a Ask Us Anything. Let me just say this because we're not here to talk about the immigration process, but let me just say that it really is not that difficult. It really isn't. It's time consuming, but not difficult.
It's time consuming, very time consuming.
Get your tax, if it's Portugal, get your tax ID number and your bank account. Put some money in your bank account. Right? We use Gail from Relocate to Portugal. She's inexpensive and she can help you walk you through this. Download all your financials, get your FBI background check, and get a lease. If you've got all of that, and you can show that you have enough money to support you based upon their minimum wage, you're in.
They're good for it.
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else. There's no like trick questions or anything like that.
Yeah, they don't have aha and gotcha moments.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Straightforward. And like she said, we used Relocate to Portugal, and Gail and her staff are amazing.
Yep.
In Mexico, we used, what was her name?
Sonia Diaz.
Yep. And her staff was amazing. So if you don't feel comfortable or you're not sure, get help. Hire somebody to do it.
Right. All right. So Renee says the Move Abroad checklist is great, and I like getting emails and newsletters. Yay.
Awesome.
See, and so this, Maya, is how you can build your audience as well, right? Like these newsletters, these little helpful tips and tricks where you're giving away information. People are always going to have more questions. They're always going to have more questions. And so the idea that you do one-on-one coaching is also something that can bring in that income. Okay. All right. Did we do it? My full support. Okay, Greta, it is time for you to start your channel. And thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are getting something out of this because I was a little unclear. Okay. Yeah, bottom line, you have to do the work. You do. It's not easy doing this stuff, but thank you. All right. They just completed the consulate process for Mexico. Okay.
Okay, cool.
RNH, I think that's us. we got nicknames now. Could you do a cost of living update Portugal? So BP, if you look on our YouTube channel, you will see we're doing a Thursday short on cost of living this Thursday. We heard you. We heard you.
Okay.
I think they're still trying to figure stuff out because Herman's not back yet. So, do you all have any questions for Maya, for us about side hustles? I'd like to see any side hustle ideas that you guys have in the chat. If not, I think we've done it. This be our shortest one. This was amazing. Thank you, Tiona. Thank you. I don't see anything. Have you gotten any other ideas from what we've talked about, Maya?
I have, and I do have a lead magnet, my own lead magnet. So,
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your lead magnet?
Actually, it is basically about motivation.
Okay.
I call it the 5 easy ways to become a motivated writer.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
pretty much, if you type mayaspikes.com/motivate, you can get it.
Okay, I'm going to put that in the chat. So Maya Spikes, in my way, .com/motivate.
Yep, that's it. That'll take you to the link to, and it'll ask. Yep, that'll take you to the link. It'll ask you for your name and first name and email, and then the lead magnet is automatically delivered to you.
Okay, very good. Very good. Auntie Trey says she's going to revisit side hustles again after her vacation. She needs a mental break. We understand.
Hey,
we want to make sure that a side hustle should not feel like a job. Right? You shouldn't dread Mondays. Like that whole thing, like Sunday around 3:00, like about now, when you're starting to think about, oh my God, tomorrow I got to go back to work. Or I have to talk to a client that I don't want to talk to. Or, oh, am I dealing with him again? Because they're paying well. We want you to design a side hustle that actually gives you more free time, lets you have ease in your life, talking to people that you enjoy talking to. All of the folks that we talk to on our one-on-one consultations, if you don't know, if you're new to our channel, if you're watching from the future, we do one-on-one consultations. That information is in the description below. We talk to cool people who start to become our friends. They come here, we hang out, right? This is, oh, thank you, DY. This is not a side hustle that makes us depressed, right? This is something that brings us joy. So DY, thank you. Are there a lot of cell phone small repair places there? I do not see many when I was there, just the big cell companies. So first of all, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate it. And now I think that puts us over. So if you need a scholarship to Beyond the Bling, y'all know that our super chat money goes to our scholarship fund. If you need a scholarship because you truly cannot afford the price, DY just put us over to give away a scholarship. So that would start March 4th. Yay! Yes. And so just email us. You can find our email address on our channel. Otherwise, it's hello@ourblackutopia.com. Let us know that you need a scholarship. So yes, there are small cell phone repair places here. Unlike the United States, a lot of them are not online. So for instance, there's a walk that we do that's near Luminaire Fountain Park off of Amarant. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And on the side, I've always noticed it, but I haven't noticed it. You know how it is. Some stores become the wallpaper.
Yeah.
the wallpaper of the city, right? And so there's a cottage industry of mom and pop shops here. And something that may look like a mom and pop could be an official, iPhone repair shop or Macintosh repair shop. Also, they do like the screen repairs while you're there for 25 euro or something like that. So there are, and then there are smaller cell service places as well, like Lycra is one of them. Is one of them. So that's the SIM card that we got when we came here on our scouting trip. And you will see them in the train stations. So here, and I don't know, it might be like this in New York as well, but in our metro stations are actually stores. There's food places. There's
like little malls.
There are little malls within the train stations.
In the metro stations.
In the metro stations. It's so cool. It's so cool. Like, there's nothing like that on the West Side. Like, and I consider Colorado to California the West Side. I have not seen anything like it. Maybe in the BART stations. I haven't been in them in a long time. But so thank you, DY. Contracting with the U.S. government, living abroad. So yes, as y'all know, Christina and Aman of Our Rich Journey lived in Japan for 8 years, and they worked for the federal government.
Uh-huh.
And then Amos from AG3 Family,
Right.
he actually has a private sector job through the federal government that is in Spain. So he was military, and so that probably gave him a certain amount of clearance, right? And so from that, he found and got this job that put him and his family and moved him and his family to Spain. So AG3 Family. There are lots of opportunities. Now, we do not support jobs. But sometimes you got to do that until you don't have to do that. Right? And so I'm waiting for Herman to get back in the seat if he does before we have to get off. And we understand that we had to do that until we didn't have to do that. But once you get your side hustle to a certain point and you saved that nice, juicy emergency fund, we want you to be able to create your own schedule, your own flow, and not have to work with people you don't want to work with.
That's what it's about.
Right? Everyone who has signed up for any of our courses or our one-on-ones are like the coolest people. And I want to think, like, where were you when we were in the United States? Where were you hiding out? So thank you, DW. Thank you. I take good tablets. Okay, they're talking to each other there. Okay. Halisi, thanks for your response advice on the Fire Over 50 Facebook about using Pinterest for getting more exposure to my Etsy shop. Yes. I'm working diligent to get that done. Yes. She's got beautiful things. Vanessa Ruiz. So you guys, if you're watching, check out her Etsy shop. I love her art. And one of the other ladies who's in our class who also does things that are really beautiful. I can't think of her name right now. H&R, can I mention another site? Fun. Yeah, just put it in the chat. You cannot put a link in the chat, only we can do that, but you can write out dot and then com. Okay. All right, y'all. It looks like we did it. It's interesting because, as I said, Herman and Danica came on early. Everything was working fine, and then we have just had so many. Thank you. Love you back. We've just had so many technical difficulties. When we were on their channel, the same thing was happening, and I have no idea why. But Herman and Danica, I know you're listening. Danica, let's follow this up with a telephone call because we want to help you more narrow down this whole thing with your YouTube channels. And I think we're onto something.
And please support their channel.
Yeah, support their channel. If you like the ideas that we gave them, go onto their channel, let them know. that we were on the right track. And so BP says Yarbrough's in Rio at Carnival by ripping fun to watch, just posted. Okay, so we had the Yarbroughs on our channel about 5 months ago. And yeah, April and Rondell, and they are of the younger persuasion. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, just fantastic.
Yeah,
though.
beautiful
Oh my God.
people who are finding a place to call home. They are bopping around the world and right now are in Brazil and attending Carnival. We had Carnival here yesterday. We will post, if you're in our Fire Over 50 Facebook group, we're going to post some video and stuff like
I
that.
don't think it's done.
I don't think it's done either.
No, I
So if
don't
we
think it's
find
done.
more footage, we will put together a little video and show you how they do Carnival. And it's kind of based upon Lent and stuff. So places that are highly Catholic and things like that are going to have Carnival. So, all right, y'all, we're going to let you go. Thank you, Maya, so much for doing this online.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, y'all, it is not too late to get the bonus group coaching sessions for our Beyond the Bling. Maya is in it. Herman and Danica took our last class. And I know that we are offering value for a very low price. And it is a lot. It's a lot of information. I think over 13 hours of video, over 96 pages of content in our action guides. And so from beginning to end, how you get to financial independence as soon as possible. And y'all, it is not as hard as you think. You guys know our story. We went from negative 22,000 to over $1 million in net worth in 3.5 years. If we can do it,
You can do it.
if we can do it, you can do it too.
You can do it.
All right. We love you guys.
For real.
See ya. Maya, stay on.
Will do.